Good morning, class. We are on case 12. We're going over case 12, discussion 12. We're going over political behavior analysis. We are answering the question this week, to what extent are power and politics played already at play in this situation? And I think they mean in every situation. And how might one of the actors in the incident use power and politics to achieve advantage in the situation described? So bear with me for 2 seconds while I go ahead and pull up my pre-written response. So in incident 1, in this incident, the powers that be are seeking an irreplaceable new product development and are seeking a scientist to head the development. Unfortunately, what is not spoken about are the parameters for the position boost. In this incident, scientist B took it upon himself to skew from the main issue and boast, and exhibiting signs of the workaround, and showcases his political savviness to propel his chances, which is a way people do, attempt to get ahead. And scientist A could learn from scientist B, which is to reserve herself, create a prototype, and showcase her capabilities, which would and then boast. That's how I go about it. I would create something. I would have some more more substance before actually just get kind of hyping yourself up. Incident 2, we have, ironically, a firm CEO made public statements supporting career advancement for women. Unfortunately for this young woman, although she was pleased with her work, she hit a glass ceiling at her firm, and the CEO did not disperse the rewards fairly, and by his own fault is losing the young woman's engagement with the financial firm. So she may gain from asserting herself by speaking directly with the CEO, and if all else fails, she could create a political angle by taking the workaround route and directly going to the press that interviewed the CEO to debunk the CEO's statement, and honestly be like, hey, you just spoke to him last week. He was talking about these the monetary rewards, and I've been with the firm for X amount of time, and that has not happened. And then they will, they're gonna wind up flipping that story. She's a woman, so that's a huge big no. So in incident 3, an employee with no legitimate power over the newbie, Saul, is attempting to highlight a structural hole between him and their coworkers. The initiative she took was seemingly coercive, but since she has been there longer, she understands the status quo and slightly better by default. I say this with no real evidence, but this is a hypothesis that the female coworker may be partaking in the Bethesda syndrome, since she's enforcing a rule that does not exist, and her powers come from her time with the company. More of like a, how do you say, more experience. Anyways, the only true way to debunk that is to allocate the source of the complaint. If it's coming from her alone or the colleagues, we gotta figure out who this is coming from exactly. Regardless, the constructive resistance is most likely to follow with Saul, which is warranted since the advice is not part of the protocol, and listening to music is a relaxation technique for him. So that is all I have for this week. I went over by just a minute, but thank you for tuning in. Have a good one. Bye.